Did you ever have one of those mind-blowing experiences where you felt so amazing and were so excited you just had to share it with people? Well, for some reason, that's what writing songs did for me. My name's Andy Harrison, and ever since I wrote my first song at age 11, the process of songwriting itself felt so amazingly different than what I thought normal life was. I just had to learn more about it and find a way to share it with people. So I've spent the last 35 years writing songs and learning everything that I can about what allows people to experience that kind of amazing energy, and I've continued to look for better and better ways to share that with people. If someone told you that no matter what else happens in your life, you could be 100% happy for the rest of your life simply knowing 3 things, would you be curious about what those 3 things were? In the next few minutes in this video, I'm going to introduce you to what I'm calling your 3 master keys to lasting happiness. And I'm going to show you how these things can actually allow your life to keep getting better and better if you wanted to. But first off, I just want to thank you for listening at least this far on the video and allowing me the opportunity here to share this with you. I really, really appreciate that. Okay, so let's get into your 3 master keys to lasting happiness. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. You can think about it as these 3 things are the 3 main things in life. Because how we interact with these 3 things determines either how happy we are or how unhappy we are every moment of our lives. Simply by staying just a little curious and even just a little excited to try just a little different approach with what we do with these 3 things, you can notice what a difference you can make in how your life feels right now. You'll be able to feel it for yourself if you want to. So the 3 main things in life are, number 1, the stuff, number 2, the energy, and number 3, our choice. The stuff is all the people, places, things, ideas, and circumstances that we experience in our life. The energy is what all the stuff is made of. You can best experience the energy through your feelings. You can instantly know what kind of energy you are choosing by noticing how you are feeling any given moment. The better the energy, the better the stuff, because the stuff is made of the energy. The third thing is our choice. We have total choice over what we focus on every single moment of our life. Again, how we choose to interact with these 3 things determines how happy or how unhappy we are at any moment. We can instantly change our level of happiness anytime we choose to interact with these 3 things, the stuff, the energy, and our choice, differently. Permission to be awesome. Permission to be awesome. The problem for most of us is that we were brought up to believe in, well, let's say in a less than completely accurate understanding of how these 3 things actually work together. So the way that we've been interacting with these 3 things doesn't allow the possibility for us being as happy as we'd like some or much of the time. Most of us have been brought up to believe that stuff is what changes the energy we experience. We've been brought up to believe that people, places, things, ideas, and circumstances are what changes the energy we get to experience in our life. So basically, that stuff has the power to make us feel. So when we believe that stuff has the power to make us feel, we then take our choice of what we focus on and we try to get stuff to bring us better energy. Or in other words, we try to get stuff to make us feel better. We try to get people, places, things, ideas, and circumstances to change the energy that we're experiencing. Now, I don't know how much you've noticed, but this doesn't seem to work well, at least not for very long. And the reason is that stuff doesn't actually have the power to change the energy that we experience. Anytime that it appears as if stuff is changing the energy that we experience, what's really happening is that we are actually choosing different energy. We are simply using the stuff that is there as either permission or a reason to choose different energy because we are still believing that the stuff has that power over us. We are not noticing in these cases that we are always making a choice as to which energy we're experiencing because we always are making a choice about what we focus on in every moment. The only thing that can ever change the energy you experience is you choosing different energy. Stuff never has the power by itself to change the energy that you experience. Granted. If we were going to map out the step-by-step strategy that most of us were taught growing up, it would look something like this. Step number 1, we take our choice, to step number 2, to choose the right stuff, and then step number 3, we get the energy that we want. Or in other words, we get to feel how we want to feel. If we take into account the latest scientific discoveries that have proven that all stuff, including ourselves, is made of the same energy, we can see that stuff doesn't actually have the ability to change the energy. It's actually the other way around, that the energy actually is what changes the stuff, because the stuff is made of energy. And we can notice through our experience that the better the energy, the better the stuff. We always have total choice over what energy we bring into our experience every single moment because we are always choosing what we focus on. Any stuff that shows up in our experience, we can use to help us better choose the energy that we want in that moment. Sometimes the energy that we want to choose isn't really clear until what we would call bad stuff is there to give us contrast. Just like putting a black background on a white dot, you can then notice it more clearly. Sometimes the idea of good stuff or of bad stuff in the future can distract us from choosing the energy that we want in the present. Sometimes when this happens, we end up choosing energy that's less than what we want because we choose to focus on the idea of either good stuff or bad stuff happening sometime in the future. All this does, though, is to bring energy that's less than what we want into our present moment. And that has an effect on the stuff that shows up in the future. You can instantly know what kind of energy you are choosing by noticing how you are feeling any given moment. The better the energy, the better the stuff, because the stuff is made of the energy. The best thing you can ever do for your future is to choose the energy that you want in your present, because that energy is what determines what stuff shows up in your future. If you remember, the better the energy, the better the stuff, you'll never have a reason to ever choose energy that's less than what you want.
Can't wait for no one. You've got to give it to yourself. Permission granted.
If we were going to map out the steps to happiness, like if you were going to show this to somebody else, based on what we've talked about here, the steps might look like this. Step number 1, you take your choice of what you choose to focus on, to step number 2, which is you choose the energy that you want to experience right now. And that leads to step number 3, where the energy that you've chosen has an effect on the stuff that shows up in your experience. You can instantly know what kind of energy you are choosing by noticing how you are feeling any given moment. The better the energy, the better the stuff, because the stuff is made of the energy. So you're not waiting for anything to happen before choosing the energy that you want to experience right now. No matter what stuff is happening right now, you can always choose the energy that you want to experience. And you might notice that stuff is always changing. So what has the most effect on the stuff is the energy that you're actually choosing in the first place. If there's stuff that's happening that you're really not that crazy about, the best thing that you can do to start changing that is to first choose the energy that you want to experience right now. There may be other things that you do as well, but the energy itself is going to have the most effect on it because the stuff is made of the energy. The stuff that shows up will have no choice but to be different as long as you keep choosing different energy. You may not always know exactly what stuff will show up, but you do always know that you always have the choice to choose the energy that you want to experience right now, no matter what shows up. And you also know the better the energy that you choose, the better the stuff will be. So here are 3 questions that you can remember that can help you to choose the energy that you want throughout your day. If you can remember these 3 questions as you're going through your day-to-day activities, you might notice these can really help to bring you back to that choice point of choosing the energy that you want right in that moment. Then you can start noticing what effect that has on the stuff that starts showing up. The first question is very simple. It's, what energy am I choosing now? So as you're going about your day, if you're ever feeling less than what you want, just ask yourself, what energy am I choosing now? And it brings you right back to noticing what energy you're actually choosing and that you are actually making a choice. And that gives you an opportunity to choose again. Question number 2 is for situations that are a little bit more challenging when you find yourself kind of stuck in feeling in a way that you don't want. So if you ask yourself, what energy am I choosing now? And you're still feeling in a way that's less than what you want, go ahead and ask yourself this question. How am I not choosing the energy I want right now? Again, it's how am I not choosing the energy I want right now? What's different about this question is it actually gets you to think about the process of how you're not making the choice that you want right now. So it takes it a little bit deeper, and you have yet another opportunity then to choose the energy that you actually do want to experience. Question number 3 is for even yet more challenging situations where the first 2 questions just don't quite do it. Most of us have certain areas of our lives where we've decided early on that a particular type of stuff has the power to change our energy. And we've lived so long with that inaccurate decision that it's created a habit of us just giving over our power of choice anytime this particular type of stuff shows up or even has the chance of showing up in our experience. Sometimes in these cases, the feelings can be so strong, it's not easy to even remember to ask yourself a question in that moment. But as these types of situations come up, or as soon after that as you can remember to, this third question can help you to make a different decision about this type of stuff in your life. And it can bring you back to remembering that you do have a choice about which energy you experience no matter what kind of stuff comes up, even this. So question number 3 is this. How am I choosing to believe that this has the power to change the energy I can experience? Let me say it one more time. How am I choosing to believe that this has the power to change the energy I can experience? In asking this question, you're putting the spotlight on the inaccurate decision that you made, on the belief that's actually in the way of you just choosing the energy that you want. And like the other questions, for these types of situations, it can give you that opportunity then to go ahead and make that choice now.
Permission to be awesome. Go ahead and tell yourself. Permission granted.
If all the stuff we've talked about in this video seems exciting, go ahead and try this out and just see what shows up in your experience. It might be fun just to try it as an experiment, just to see what might happen. And you might want to consider how your life might start to become different if you made your number one choice to always choose the energy that you wanted to experience, no matter what stuff happens to be there in the moment. Knowing that the stuff is actually made of the energy, the quality of the energy that you continue to choose every single moment, the way you choose to feel all the time, how might that not only affect the stuff that shows up in your life, but how would that affect your level of happiness every single day? I really want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to share my music and these ideas with you, and I invite you to check out more at andyharrisonmusic.com. Thank you so much for watching.